Our team name is #Lord Squad. We have matching scarves that say it. I'm Meat Lord, this is Trash Lord, and that's Scrub Lord. We're going to present the game we just designed called Abaddon.
Thank you so much. You forgot this. Okay, so the three topics that we got were crafting, combining, and you are the enemy. So our high concept for this is it is a JRPG where you play as Abaddon, a fallen angel, and aim to out-devil the devil. So unlike a lot of mythology with fallen angels, Abaddon doesn't make it to hell right away, and instead lands in 18th century England. In order to make it to hell, the player must kill things, be that humans, other demons, potentially other angels, for souls that he can use to then purchase demonic materials and craft weapons and stuff so that he can eventually fight Satan. In a few minutes, Aaron will explain more of the details with exactly how to progress to this point, but it's not yet. So in addition to killing for souls, you can also team up with other demons in order to gain XP, which is for leveling up and then also like crafting quicker, and then also to build up a team. So in order to team up, some demons will require you to complete a quest, so there's some story with that. Otherwise, you can pay them off with demonic weapons or souls, and then some you actually just have to fight them because, hey, it's a JRPG. Because they're demons, they are tricky little bastards, and some of them will try to turn on you. Because, hey, demons. So we have some names for them. There's a demon Carl, who's like Dulhan or something. I don't know what that is. You know what that is.
It's a Dulhan. This is our mythos expert.
Lilith, a succubus, and then Morgana, also a succubus.
Because everyone knows all female demons must be succubi.
Yup. And then once your party has been completely established, you journey to the center of hell in order to face Satan and take your place as the king of demons. Because Abaddon does not mean king of demons, but means destroyer, and you're going to destroy everything in your path to become the king of demons.
Alright, so I'm going to go over kind of the crafting component of the game. So the stats for each of the characters will be HP, MP, attack, magic, and defense. You use souls to go to a store where there's an undertaker that will sell you demonic materials. These materials are then used to craft gear. This gear consists of cloak, which is your primary form of defense. You have weapons, scythes, maces, swords, and daggers. You then can create grimoires as well, which have spells in them, such as summoning spells, transmuting spells, and destruction spells. You then wear sandals. Your character only wears sandals. He doesn't wear shoes, he wears sandals. And then he has eyeliner, which helps with magic. He just does. The main way to gain recipes in order to create items is you have to carry burdens throughout the level. Once you carry the burden throughout the level, you then gain a certain recipe. These burdens will lower your health, lower your MP, make enemies have greater attack damage or greater health. It makes it harder, but I hope in the end it's worth it because you gain the recipe for better and greater items. Since each of the items is created with souls, they each have a miscellaneous effect given to them, such as like ice damage or poison damage, or they double the damage of this weapon when the character is burning at that time. Certain things like that, and then you can feed the weapon more souls in order to upgrade its miscellaneous effect. And then also on top of that, every two characters have a special combination technique that they can do together when they're at full MP. This deals tons of damage, and then will also make their MP go to 0 for both the characters.
Real quick, as I wrote out our entire concept document for designs, levels, dungeons, and stories, and I just want to make sure I can get it all out there. So as we said earlier, you're supposed to land in hell because you're a fallen angel, but you land in England during the industrial era instead, close enough to hell. You enter a factory, which is your first dungeon. You go through the people you fight in there are factory workers. There are going to be 2 levels of the dungeon, as in 2 different floors. The main floor, and then you're going to ride different slag mods up above, which we used to carry materials in factories during the Industrial Revolution. You'll ride them around to activate certain buttons to open doors below so you can progress. The main boss of that dungeon is going to be the factory owner, When you kill him, because he's a factory owner in industrial England, he's going straight to hell, where you're supposed to be, so you end up going to hell too. When you get to hell, you meet Carl, who's apparently a demon with a great name. He joins your party. There's no option about it, he just joins the party. From there, you go into the Succubus dungeon, which is just a great place. I had a great time designing it. There are 3 levels. The main enemies are succubi and incubi. The main boss is Lilith, who's one of the succubi we mentioned earlier. You fight her. When you defeat her, she joins your party. That was one of the ways we have to recruit other demons into your party. The puzzles are based on avoiding different traps set by incubi and succubi, so you can actually make it to the end. Then you enter the circle of betrayal, in which Carl decides he doesn't like the succubus in your group and decides to attack you. Carl betrays you. You fight Carl. And then Morgana comes to defend her other succubus, Lilith, because they're friends, because apparently all succubi are friends as well. Good time. She joins the party if you pay her off, and then you enter the final layer of hell, in which you refight the first bosses, except for Lilith, because she's now in your party. And then you fight Satan. Satan is a 4-tier fight. Think a la Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. And it will have different music which changes on each tier of the fight. That's our complete design for Abaddon. Any questions?
So one thing that wasn't clear to me is the premise is that you're trying to out-devil the devil.
Yes.
But how does that relate to, you guys have clearly thought a lot about the story. But like, nothing in the story made it seem like you were especially evil, because you're fighting demons.
I mean, you're fighting the devil because you want to take his place, like, as the new devil. So you want to be, like, especially evil that way.
At the same time it went off. Crazy. Almost